Both Tamil and Sanskrit were simultaneously given by Lord Shiva.
See, in what language do you think Parvati and Shivan could have spoken to each other?
There was a Proto language. There must have been some language.
Yeah, that's what.
Grammar of Solkapiyam says there are nearly many words which are common to both Tamil and Sanskrit. Devendra, Narendra, whatever it is.
So I thought Shiva was God, I thought Skanda was God, but you are telling me these are great people who walked through the land of. Don't bring in Manu. Manu is a very dangerous topic in Tamil Nadu. Shudra is a Sanskrit word. Can you tell me what is the exact meaning of that word?
It has deciphered the
Om, is it Sanskrit or Tamil, man? So, in your opinion, which do you call as a prototype language?
It was known as Maduram. Any language, any modern language of today can recognize Sanskrit words. So Sanskrit is best serves as the link language or the common language. So whatever is there in Sanskrit, having the Sanskrit specific letters, they are converted into Tamil. Only then the conversion happens only there, but they're accepted as part of Tamil. From North India, that is those who didn't have Tamil as their mother tongue, they learned Tamil. In Patupattu, there is Ramadattan or some Arya king, who was taught Tamil by Kapilar, poet Kapilar, and he composed something and then he presented it in the Sangam assembly. But even after Somasundra was gone, he was a human being. So human beings have limited lifespan. After he was gone, what happened? Skanda continued to rule the country. After the period of Skanda, only what has happened? Suddenly, the suns once again the floods started increasing. So that is when the concept of Varuna comes. Varuna, by etymology, it's a Sanskrit word. Varuna's etymology is there in Sanskrit and not in Tamil. But Varuna is part of Sangam literature because Varuna was the deity of Neidal Nilam. 5 Thinai are there in Tamil. You would have heard about it. Mullai, Kurinji.
Mullai, Marudal, Kurinji, Palai.
Neidal Nilam is Kadal Sandedam, that is shore, that is near the seashore. In that region, Varuna was the deity. How Varuna, the Aryan or the Vedic god, has come into here. So this was early, even before Vedas have come into being, I should say that Varuna concept has come. And also the Varuna etymology is there in Sanskrit only. When Shiva became Deva, what happened at that time? For the first time, the clouds also, huge clouds like elephants, that's how it is being mentioned. From all the sides, they started gathering on these. So until then, people had not seen clouds because in Ice Age, there were no clouds. No cloud formation is possible. Only after solar insolation had started cloud formation is possible. So people were just afraid, it may be raining. Droplets would have started falling, and then on the other sides, it was happening. But what happened? They were all praying to Somasundra, who was there, because that he was the first king for those people. Somasundra has gone, Skanda has gone, but Somasundra was the earliest one. So when they started praying, after some time, they said that the clouds dispersed and the sea also became calm. So they thought that is where the Indra concept came. Indra also means, like he conquers. Indra is a conqueror. Devendra, Narendra, whatever it is. The etymology is there in Sanskrit, but we are using it for Marudanilam. The deity of Marudanilam in Tamil is Indra. That is, the Varuna and Indra had come there itself. We did not borrow it from Sanskrit. What happened? People started saying, we all pray to Somasundreshwara. So he is Shiva and he is Devu. They understood that word is there in Thiruvilayadal Puranam. You can see that line. So people realize that he is Deva, he is deity, he is almighty. After that, for nearly 4,000 years, there was no flood at all. And then when the flood had happened, that was 7,500 years ago, southern Madurai went under water.
So I thought Shiva was God, I thought Skanda was God, but you are telling me these are great people who walked through the land of Bharat.
Yes, that is, I don't know, this shows the concept of how the development of the God concept. Particularly in Tamil, when you are going deep into the Tamil, particularly it doesn't treat anything as mythical. If there is something that sounds like mythical, actually there will be some kind of rational meaning behind that, which they wanted to just hide and then give you as a secret, so that you have to think, you have to go into that, you have to decipher it. Like they want us to go, think about it, just believe it at the face value. So this Shiva's Deva had come, it is given in Thiruvalayadal Purana, and after that he is the Tennatodi Shivan. So he had this Deva, so immediately he is the divinity who has given the languages, and because he has given Tamil, and then people started having this Sangam assembly all the time, and then on the other side also simultaneously or Sanskrit was developing. But what had happened, those who had taken Sanskrit, by then the heat had started coming, and that in that only, see, another flood also takes Manu and others to Indian mainland.
Don't bring in Manu. Manu is a very dangerous topic in
Manu is there from Oceania in the Indo-Pacific Islands, even till your Ireland. In Ireland, old stories, their native stories, there is Manava, Manu. Manu is a generic name. He is not a person. So, okay, you are so scared of Manu, for the sake of the readers, I will give you some. Today, the Manu concept is very like he's
Tamil Nadu, we don't like Manu. Tamil Nadu doesn't like Manu.
They're all mistaken. Suppose they have read Tamil properly, particularly this Thiruvalayadal Puranam, where I have said under the banyan tree, Dakshinamurti or Shiva had done so many things. One of them is the formation of the two languages, and he was the one who had given Varnashrama Dharma also, not Manu. What do you say for that? And in Tamil, in Tolkappiyam, the Varnas are not just 4, but 7.
I will not bear so much of shock. I'm a very small person.
No. See, when Tiruma and others are showing this Manusmriti and all that, there must be some counter. Say, I am the lone voice. See, I agree to when you called me, and then this is the topic. Why don't you talk, ma'am? When you told, then I immediately.
I never knew you were going to talk about Manu.
No, because no one talks. See, I don't want to be a lone voice. I want to bring to the notice of the people. Let people take. See, I am giving the evidences. No, I am giving the source books, source texts. In Tolkappiyam, it is there. Arvagipatta, Parpanapakam, then Kshatriyas, then the two. See, in that also they never say Shudra. They say, see, what you call the fourth Varna, they call them as a Palluyirkum, Paguttundu Palluyir Ombum. Paguttundu Palluyir Ombum means they are the makers of food. And they protect all life. So all the 4 main Varnas, they are given some protection work.
And if I may ask you, right? Sorry, since you brought up this topic, Shudra is a Sanskrit word. Can you tell me what is the exact meaning of that word? Shudra means?
Shudra is one who cries. The opposite of this is cries. Narada once said, I am a Shudra. I am crying because I could not get the Vedic knowledge.
So how come they got? How come they
all are born as Shudras? All are born as Shudras because a baby,
baby cries.
Crying.
Very nice.
And they become, because we complain. A Shudra is somebody who is always cribbing. Oh, this is not good. So I don't like this. See, in Madras today in Chennai, for the kind of rain, it's just raining heavily everywhere. And everybody is just scared of whatever. Even anytime my current connection also may go, then I will become a Shudra. I will be crying. What happens to you? I am not getting it. When it is going to come back? That kind of panic, that kind of anxiety, that kind of what shall we say, crying. That is Shudra. Suppose there everything Parabrahmam. Okay, let it come at any time. But then I am a Vipra. Opposite of Shudra is not Brahman. It is Vipra. Vipra is a very happy. A Vipra. He is a Vipra. He doesn't bother about anything. So that is one thing, but people don't understand. Shudra is not an opposite of Brahman. Shudra was not a word used anywhere in Tamil literature. And mostly, I tell you, when the British people came, they started taking the census. What they read in the text only is Shudra. Then they went about, when they are taking the census record, they went about, are you Shudra? Are you Shudra? Who is Shudra? No one called themselves as Shudra. No one called. They
started calling a group of people Shudra.
What wanted to somehow. And today, these Dravidian parties, they just want to make everybody. The Varnashrama Dharma was given by none other than Shiva himself in southern Madurai. And then it's just not for Varnas, 3 more Varnas, 7 Varnas were there.
Are there any references, ma'am, in literature or for this that Shiva has given?
Yeah, for the Shivas, that is in Trivuliyadal Puranam.
That Shiva giving Varnashrama.
Yes, in Trivuliyadal Puranam.
Okay.
There are other texts also, many Shaiva texts also talk about it. But I'm quoting here Trivuliyadal Puranam, and I have sequenced it. I have made a video also, but I have not yet released it. Because in Telkapiyam, he is giving a definition of mantra. What is mantra? Niraimuri Mandar Aanayir Pirakkum Maraimuri Dane. He gives. I will cover this also because this mantra issue is now going high in Tamil Nadu. Recently, also you have seen a video where somebody is telling, don't tell Sanskrit mantras, tell Tamil mantras. But that person doesn't know Tamil, I tell you. Because if he had known, if he had studied Tolkapiyam, here mantra is not dependent on the language. It is dependent on the person. Tolkapiyar says, Niraimori Mandar, Aanayir Kilakkum. Maraimolidane Mandiram. Niraimoli Mandar, that person should have studied well, should have known so many things, should have done the meditation, learned, and then grasped it from inside, or grasped it from above. And then such a person, when he says, yes, this is this, then that becomes a mantra. Now, I use this opportunity to tell people that mantram is there in Tamil also. The definition given in Tamil, whereas the etymology of mantra is there in Sanskrit only. The etymology is mantaram dhrayate iti mantraha. That is, the mantra is something which protects the one who chants it. It has deciphered the sound.
Om, is it Sanskrit or Tamil, ma'am?
There it goes beyond, ma'am. All mantras are beyond that. We get etymology from here, and there only I talked about Yennum Eluthum. I'll come to that later, but let me finish Om now. Om, the scientists have found out the noise of the universe, the sound waves. That is how the Andasharashara, that is the planets and stars, the movement, whatever is happening in the cosmos, they are able to decipher into sound waves, and their sound is Om, 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 like that. And now you take a stethoscope. You just keep your stethoscope on your body, not in your heart, anywhere in your body. Your body is also something like a cosmos. They say, andathil ulladu, pindathil ulladu. Whatever there is in macrocosm is also there in microcosm. So all the worlds are running. In my body also, so many worlds are running. The enzymes, and then my blood, so many things are running. They are also making the same sound. Oh. You can hear it when you are using the stethoscope. You just keep it on your hand and then see. You will listen, Om, 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 boom, boom, boom. This is the sound you are getting. So this is a cosmic sound. That sound you are catching, and you are just concentrating on that, and then you are just you are going into that, so that you become a cosmic person. You are getting elevated. That is the purpose of dhyana. That is the purpose of our life also. Like going away, that is, we are shedding our body and then becoming one with him, becoming one with Brahman. I am Brahma, I am Brahmasmi. What is the language of man? Oh, you can't say it is a Sanskrit. Maybe you have a way to express it in as a lipi in Sanskrit. In Tamil also, we write it as Om. In any language, you can write it. This is what for our benefit or for our understanding and for our.
I can say in layman terms, it is beyond languages. It is a sound that is
yes.
That is the sound of the universe.
From thinking only.
Coming to our prototype languages, ma'am. Tell me, ma'am. So Shiva and Parvati should have conversed in a language. Which is the prototype language? We can assume there is a prototype language, and they should have used it. So, in your opinion, which do you call as a prototype language? Sanskrit or Tamil, or something beyond that?
Yeah, from my understanding, from the research that I have done, Pali. What is Pali? What we call as Pali? Pali, that was used by Buddhists in later period. Pali, which was the Vyavaharika, the local language of the people of Bihar, UP, in many of the North Indian places, some 2000 years ago. That was the original prototype language. First reason. That is, Pali has both stunted or corrupted Tamil and Sanskrit. Second reason, there is in Sanskrit, in Rig Veda, there are many archaic words. That is, people are not able to bring the Rigvedic verses within the ambit of the currently understood grammar of Sanskrit. And people have been saying, no, the Rigvedic, that verse is wrong. It should have been like this. People try to change. There are foreigners doing that and Indians also working hand in glove with that. But we refuse to do it because they have absorbed it in from nature. They are mantra drishtas. They just absorbed it from nature and then they have driven it. So those words, archaic words, some of them are in Pali. People, by now, some opinion has come up that Pali was derived from Sanskrit. Prakrit languages were derived from Sanskrit, but not Pali. Pali was before that. Because, for example, there is a
Pali is also a Prakrit language, right?
It's a Prakrit. They have stratified it as a tertiary.
What do we call it as Prakrit languages? What are those languages? Do they fall under the
olden languages? There are many. That is around Shalivahana. Shalivahana is this Gautami Putra Shatakarni's period only. Vararuchi.
Yes, they are basically Indo-European languages.
2000 years ago, they did an analysis. They gave whatever we are thinking now as Prakrit and all that to that, but they didn't touch Pali. Pali doesn't have any written script. Also, I tell you, only Buddhist. It was a spoken language only. It had correct Sanskrit, corrupted. Like for example, Imasya. The word Imasya is Pali. That is found in Rig Veda. That is there are many words like that. I am not competent enough to go into all those things because but by itself is a deeper study which calls for from 10 years or so involvement in that, which I have not done, but I have gathered all this information. Initially, they found that Pali is likely to be a Koban or a Proto language from which Sanskrit was derived. That is what the colonial people, there are works they have written like that. One thing we should understand, not everybody were using Sanskrit, spoken Sanskrit at that time. In the 1901 census, they had, at that time when they did the linguistic study, they studied all the languages of India and all the tertiary languages like this, this kind of spoken languages which didn't have any lipi, which didn't have any written form, but it was prevalent. And then they have gone through all that and they found that Pali to be present in the proto language of many of the present day languages. See, most of the languages in India, including Hindi and then Assamese, Bengali, all these have developed sometime only in the common era. Within this 2000 years only, they all developed. Tamil before that. That is why it is something apart. So when they are taking the languages, Bengali, Arori, all these things, when they are taking, they find there are certain commonalities running in all that, what they call as Apabhramsa. Apabhramsa itself means corrupted, stunted, not a proper speech. It is a corrupted word. And then Apabhramsa of the Shaurashri.
Going by the meaning of Apabhramsa, it is a corrupt version of what? That comes next. Right?
They say it's, for example,
if it is corrupt, then what is the corrupt version?
Two examples I'll give you. As far as Sanskrit is concerned, Upamana is a Sanskrit word. In Tamil, we write it as Uvamanam. That is proper Tamil. In Pali, it is this Upamana. So we will say, what is this? There is some unlettered person is telling. Suppose you hear Pali, somebody saying Upamana.
Where do we hear Pali now?
Yeah, no. In those cases, suppose somebody, we say it's a corrupt one. So a Sanskrit person also will say it's a corrupt one. It should be Upamana. Why he say Upamana?
From each person's perspective, it is a corrupt word.
Those who know this. So how that word would have come? That question. And another example I'll give you with reference to Tamil. This is Patnuli, you would have heard. Patnuli is a caste people. It's a caste. They are weavers. They are silk weavers from Gujarat. Even as early as 1800 CE, from thousands of the Patnuli people were settled in Tamil Nadu. Census records say. But Patnuli, Pattu Nool, Tamil. Pattu means silk, nool means thread. Silk, those who work on silk thread are pattu noolarhal, nooli. Inga, it is written, but they call themselves as patnooli. So we say it is a corrupt one. It is in Tamil we call it as Kodun Tamil, stunted Tamil. We have a word for it, Kodun Tamil or stunted Tamil. Kodun Tamil is there in the Urai, that is the commentaries of ancient commentators. So only in Santamil or classical Tamil was spoken in certain areas. And in course of time, when people started coming and settling down from different places or because of interaction, or those who have already had some language, it was a Koduntamil language. So that's a
Something
different.
something like Vazhakku Mori that we have called now,
Vittara
right?
Vazhakku. Yeah,
Vatara
yeah.
Vazhakku, Kattara
Local
Vazhakku.
dialects.
Okay.
You can call it as local dialects.
Local dialects. Okay, okay.
Local dialects. There are many local dialects, but all they have some. Or even Tamil has lot of even everywhere you can see in Marathi. Everywhere you have some local dialect. There are even some variations will be there, but so the purist will not accept those. Purist will say it is corrupted, but that should have been there developing or evolving over time originally. So that was Apabhramsha. What the colonial writers, linguists have found out was all these Apabhramsas have resemblances to Pali.
Hmm. So you're telling
That was
the entire Bharat was split with different languages, and all of them had some similarities, which you call it as Apabhramsha, which means some words were common in all of the languages, Indic languages that were spoken,
yes,
and all those Indic languages had had some common words, which
with
is found
Pali.
in Pali. Okay.
Pali.
And
And
how about Sanskrit, ma'am? How about Sanskrit? Can we not find the same words in Sanskrit also?
no, this because Pali has Sasi, Sanskrit was derived from Pali means Pali must be having some Sanskrit sounding words. So that is
Hmm.
where we are confusing with that. That is where I am saying the Sanskrit words or Sanskrit like words or Sanskrit sounding words found in the so-called Indo-European, that is Proto-Indo-European languages of Europe, had not gone from the Sanskritis of India. Because no Sanskritist, a pure Sanskritist will be a Vedic person, I tell you, in those days. Sanskritis would not have gone to Europe. But the people who are doing business and those who have been talking the local language called Pali, and even these Buddhist people who are preaching in Pali language had gone over there up to Siberia. They have even crossed Bering Strait and got to North America from there, near Siberia. So they had taken that language there. So from that, they have derived it. The local that PIE had derived the words from that, which look like Sanskrit. One example, Mitanni Treaty. Mitanni and Hittite. Hittite comes from Hatti. You ask them, the original word in there is Hatti. Hatti is a Pali word for elephant. In Sanskrit, we say Asti. In Tamil, we say Atti. Attigiri is Kanjipuram's name. Attigiri means the elephant. Atti means elephant. Whereas Hatti, Mitani, Mitta, Sanskrit Pali word. Jains, these people they use Mita. Mita is a friend. So Mitani Hittite treaty. There is a place called Pala, a huge place. Ashwa. See, Ashwam is some. Ashwa is Sanskrit. Asuva
For
is
horse, right?
correct. Yeah, yeah. Why it becomes Asuva there? Only people who had talked a corrupted language only had taken there and it had stayed there. It had just mingled with their language. So, like this, Tamil words have gone to Europe. Tamil words are there in Oceania, and Sanskrit words are also there in Europe and Oceania. Only then we are just in a fix. How both Tamil and Sanskrit can go. So there must have been a original proto language which had spread. That would have been much older than Tamil and Sanskrit. Only Pali fits in the bill. There was no other language at that time. And for Pali, I can show you a lot of evidence from Tamil literature. There was Tenpali Trivagam. It has gone underwater, according to one of the Sangam text from according to Nakiranar himself, according to Adiyarkanalar. There was a southern Pali harbor went underwater. If there is a southern Pali, there should have been a northern Pali. There is a place called Pali in Rajasthan also, and the evidences show that it was a seaport or it was near the sea. Now it is very much inland. So Pali, that word Pali had been there right from your early Sangam period. Maybe the people who were originally speaking Pali or Pali were living in that southern Pali harbor, which was conquered by Pandya Konedamaran. Only during his period, the first deluge happens. The southern Madurai went underwater only during his period. So the people who were displaced by him or displaced by the flood would have just escaped somehow. They had just gone through the Western Ghats and spread into interior India. Or from there, they could have gone easily to Europe.
So
So
basically, there was a common language which was spoken across the length and breadth of Bharat today, and you feel that it is more logical to conclude that it is Pali. Now, taking that
yeah, at
assumption,
the same time, I will tell you, there is one more I will add.
mhm.
Pali was a proto language,
Mm.
and this Tamil, which was initially the Tamil before it was made into a grammatical classical Tamil, it was known as Maduram language. That Maduram language was spoken
See,
by many people. In Ramayana, there is very good evidence. Yeah,
so considering,
I'll just say this. Why Ramayana I am saying is in Ramayana, when Hanuman comes to meet Sita in the Ashokavana, he is just trying to make up his mind whether to talk in Manushya Bhasha or in Sanskrit. Suppose he talks in Sanskrit, Sita will think that he is an impostor sent by Ravana, because not everybody can speak Sanskrit. Only an educated or very well versed person. So, in Manushya Bhasha, let me talk to you. He said, what is that Manushya Bhasha? That if they have spoken in that Manushya Bhasha, the name of the Bhasha should have been written in in Ramayana, isn't it? Or
yes,
suppose it has been written, but we have not recognized means, it is a very common word which would have mistaken with some other meaning, right? Or
right.
if it is already, people have been like, if I'm talking to you in English, now maybe after this session, we may start talking in Tamil. So I am writing at all this, I won't say what I will write. Yeah, we were talking in that interview in English. Not, I won't say it in English. Then I switched over to Tamil and then told the Tamil word. So when you are switching over only, you will be saying, I'll be talking in that language. Okay.
Correct.
So that language should have been mentioned somewhere there. And that is mentioned severally and regularly, particularly while moving with ordinary people. And that name is as Maduram. And Tamilukku Madhu endru per. Tamil was known as Madhu. And there is a Tamil proverb also given in Valmiki Ramayana, that is spoken by Sita to the Devanesses, that is the Rakshasis in the in Ashokavana.
Question was like this. I was trying to ask you, what could be the best connecting language in today's world,
Yeah.
considering there are a lot of Pali words in Sanskrit also. Now we don't have any Pali. So I was about to ask whether Sanskrit
I
could be
will
used as
say,
a connecting language. Now we are blasting it, telling the common language spoken was Tamil.
Pali, you imagine like this. Pali was the original word language. So from Pali, Tamil and Sanskrit were taken. So whatever
So
is
which
there
is
in
the
Sanskrit,
closest language, ma'am?
yeah, closest. They have some parity with Pali, and this Pali had gone into spoken language of all over India, and then that had become modern languages today. So instead of saying Pali, we can say Sanskrit. Any language, any modern language of today can recognize Sanskrit words, right?
Mm.
Even Tamil can recognize Sanskrit. Suppose you say something in Pali or in Tamil, in Sanskrit, I am able to somehow, because many of the words are familiar to me. Many of those words are there in Tamil also. So I am able to understand what they are saying at. So Sanskrit is best serves as the lingua language or the common language. But the
No, no.
common,
My intention in asking this is, if I know a particular language, I can understand people in their own native language. Like, say, for example, if I know Sanskrit, will I be able to understand Marathi? People who are speaking Marathi, will I be able to pick most of the words? Most of
possible.
the words from Kannada, will I be able to
Munda,
pick?
Munda language also has many Sanskrit words, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So
Tamil
that's
also.
what I mean. Because I personally believe each language has its own rich and varied heritages. So I'm not going to, replace. My question is not for replacing. My question is more about, instead of,
Understanding.
yeah, understanding the people in their own dialects. You know.
Sanskrit only fits the bill because
Hmm.
almost all the languages have words which resemble Sanskrit, either directly or in a corrupt way. It resembles.
I would like to seriously continue this discussion. I know it's taking a lot of time, and you are flooded with knowledge, ma'am. And
Yeah,
it's
I am ready. I'm ready, ma'am. Like
we
actually,
we have to.
I want to
Yeah.
because I don't just want this knowledge to die with me. I want to just spread. I want it to be heard.
But as of now, thank you so much for throwing light on the key aspects of the Tamil and Sanskrit being one and the same, and most importantly, for viewers of Tamil Nadu, you blasted them with the atoms of.
Varnashrama dharma given by Shiva. See,
Yeah, yeah.
Shiva, that is known as Dandaniti. Dandaniti was given by Shiva, where only this is the punishment, that is the punishment, not Manuniti. Shiva taught it to Indra, he taught it to Brihaspati, he taught it to Shukraniti. This is given in Mahabharata also, given in Truliyadal Purana also, given in many texts also. So Shiva was the originator. If you want to find fault with your Manunidhi or something, Manu only does the human resource development. And whatever was already told, he has just repeated them. Shiva, you just find fault with the Shiva if you have the guts. Let them. Let them.
I'm sure people let people who have the guts, let them find fault and fight. But thank you so much for sharing so much of wonderful information, which otherwise we would have not got through any other source. It's a pleasure talking to you, ma'am. We should continue this. And thank you so much for it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's a nice session. I enjoyed it.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.